we doing, guys? Welcome to the Friday Waffle. The weekend is just around the corner, thank God. I trust you've all had a busy week and looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. This job, I says, is it's just hell for leather, and I always look forward to the weekend. It's good because before I was doing this, the weekend was just another 2 days in my week, whereas now I really do look forward to it because I know it's 2 long lies and 2 days of doing stuff that I want to do. So yeah, excuse me a wee second, I've got a wee cup of tea here. So right, excuse me. Firstly now, apologies if I've missed any, but I haven't had any questions. I've had no questions at all that I'm aware of posted following last Friday's waffle, so it's going to be a short waffle, I'm afraid, guys. Yeah, nothing for Jamie. Gutted, absolutely gutted. So you need to pull your socks up, Jamie, and get me some topics for next week, and that goes for everybody else. This week, what have I been doing? Well, as you're aware, guys, there's been a lack of videos. Now, this has been the first week since starting it that I've not done a that was the year that was. As you're aware, I've been in the process of getting a new computer. It arrived. When did it arrive? I don't know when it arrived. It arrived on Tuesday, I think it was it. Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. I can't remember. Yeah, it was Tuesday it arrived. I put, what did I, it came pre-built, and I put, now, I put Windows 8 in it, and it asked for a user number. Now I bought Windows 8, I got it for, believe it or not, 14 quid. Microsoft were doing a deal 2 years ago for, I think it was it 24 quid, and I got a voucher which gave me a tenner off it, so I got it for 14 quid. Anyway, I put Windows 8 in it, and when it went to activate Windows, it said the code was already used. So I took it off and put my pirate copy of Windows 7 back on. Now I must admit I do like Windows 7 because I'm not keen in the whole tile-based thing of Windows 8, so I put that back on. Then I realised that although my computer is as fast as you know, shit off a shovel, so to speak, I mean it really is, it's blisteringly fast. It's an i7 4GHz quad core or something it's called. It is seriously fast. It's got 16 gig of memory. You know, I had, the last computer I had, the old one was a twin core 2.2 I think it was, so I'm guessing this thing's twice as quick. It also had 3 gig of memory, this thing's got 16 gig. It's got a 2TB hard disk. But I realised that the onboard graphics are pretty shit. I don't think they're any real improvement over what I had. So although I was buying a computer really just because, I mean, I look upon my computer as not a luxury now. A computer to me is a necessity because you use it for work, I use it for doing YouTube, my wife uses it, my daughter uses it for homework. A computer is, to me, is important, if not more important, and it certainly gets more use for me than like a TV. So yeah, you know, my old computer was 7 years old, so I thought it's time to get a new one because this other thing, the old one, it was, the mouse would stop working, you'd have to unplug the USB thing, put it back in, and it would say kick in again. So I thought, treat myself to a new computer. So after asking a lot of people what to buy, I looked at one on eBay, and it was a brand new one, and I plumped for this thing. So I got that, and as I says, it's really, really quick. But I realised that the graphics, the graphic card is pretty crap. So then I, you know, talked to one of my mates, and he recommended this graphics card for 120 quid. I thought, you know what, when I've spent what, I mean, you know, it was 520 quid for my computer, which is a lot of money, you know, but I know people have spent that on a graphics card, so, you know, I don't, when you compare, you know, it's the price of an iPad, and this'll last me 5-6 years, hopefully. So yeah, because I'd spent that amount of money, I thought, I need to get myself a decent graphics card, so I've ordered this, oh, what the hell is it called? A GeForce NVIDIA 7800 GTX Ti or some bloody thing. Don't ask me what it is, I don't know. But I've watched some YouTube videos of this thing running and it looks amazing. I mean, I've always, I've never had any time for PC snobs. There's a lot of people, there's an element of people out there, gamers, hardcore gamers, who look down their noses at consoles because they're saying that, you know, stuff like the PS4 and Xbox, they're running hardware which you had on the PC, you know, 3-4 years ago, maybe more. And but having seen what the graphics are going to look like in this computer that I've got, I'm really quite excited about getting it. Now the good thing is, you can go into Steam and you can buy, I mean, my mate sent me a link to Dishonored on the PC and it was like $4.99. I mean, that's just stupid, you know what I mean? It's an awesome game and you're going to get it looking absolutely stonking. The only thing is, you've got to sit beside a computer to play the thing, so it's not, you know, I like coming up here to my games room, I can get peace and quiet, I can put the sound through the stereo. So anyway, I'm going off topic a wee bit. Yeah, I decided it'd be wrong to not get a decent graphics card. So anyway, I ordered the graphics card on Amazon on the Wednesday night, late on Wednesday night. I went for the free delivery. Then the following, I mean, it was about 11 o'clock at night I ordered it. The following morning, I was looking, what was I looking for? Yeah, I was looking, one of my mates told me, you need to get yourself an SSD drive with Windows 8 and it just flies. So I had a look and I saw an SSD drive. I thought, right, get that, I think it's 240 gig or something. So I went to order that and then I saw this thing that I keep getting bugged about. Sign up to Prime, Amazon Prime, next day delivery guaranteed. I thought, why don't I sign up to it? It's like a 3 months trial, cancel at any point. So I cancelled that morning. I cancelled my graphics card order, and it said that you can, although I've cancelled it, I may still receive it. But what to do is you just basically tell the lorry driver, don't want it, mate, and he'll take it back. So I cancelled it. I then ordered another card, exactly the same card, and I ordered this SSD drive, and I bought both of them, and you know, with this Prime thing. So I thought, excellent, guaranteed delivery, because to be honest, I was working from home the following day and I wasn't working from home the rest of the week, so I wanted it when I was going to be in the house. So then I got an email later on that day saying that the SSD card had been dispatched with a delivery of today, yeah, which was next day because it was yesterday I ordered it. So yeah, sure enough, this thing arrived. But then I got an email yesterday saying that the graphics card, it hadn't been dispatched and it's going to arrive on Tuesday. Now, it was coming from Amazon, it wasn't coming from a third party, because I understand if you're getting something from a third party seller, then it doesn't fall into this category. But this graphics card was coming directly from Amazon. So yeah, apparently it's getting dispatched on Tuesday, and lo and behold, the second graphics card, or the first one that I tried to cancel, is also getting dispatched on Tuesday. Now, this Prime thing is £79 apparently. Now that's a lot of money. You know, it would be fine if everything was next day delivery like it says. I mean, they actually say next day guaranteed, and it even tells you beside the item, it will tell you this is not part of it. But so I'm a bit disappointed that the graphics card hasn't turned up, because it's supposedly next day guaranteed, and it's not even going to be tomorrow, it's going to be Tuesday, and guess what, I'm working, I'm going to be through in Glasgow on Tuesday. So it's going to turn up, pardon me, it's going to turn up and I'm not going to be in, which means it might be another day before I can pick up, so it's going to be Wednesday. Now, out of the SSD card drive and the graphics card, I was most looking forward to getting the graphics card. But saying that, the fact that I've now got the SSD card, I put it in my drive today, I've installed Windows 8, and my goodness, it's instant. I mean, you load up a Word document and it is literally a second to boot up. It's so fast. Doing a reinstall, doing a restart of the computer, I mean, it hangs on the BIOS screen for maybe, I don't know, 5 seconds, but then when that disappears, Windows is loaded within, I would say, probably 5-10 seconds, if that, probably even quicker than that, so it's astonishingly fast. So yeah, I'm going to pause this, guys. That's the new computer. So yeah, it's now up and running. So it means I'm now using a proper version of Windows. I'm not using a pirate copy, I'm using my own Windows 8, which I bought. I have to get I've put the SATA drive in, but I notice I only have two SATA power adapters, or connectors, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to have to go down to Maplin tomorrow and probably pay through the nose for it, and pick up a wee converter so that I can convert a normal power thing to the SATA. So yeah, that's that, and yeah, there's going to be... I'm going to be buying games for it because you get them a lot cheaper, and ultimately the games are going to look even better. I must admit, having got a new computer, I think if I didn't have the PS4, I wouldn't have bought one now, because I think the PC is possibly going to take over the sort of current gen gaming for me, because getting games cheaper, and dare I say, they're probably going to look even nicer, sort of thing. So yeah, I never thought I would say that. I never ever thought I'd be into PC games. I mean, the last time I played a PC game, apart from MAME or emulators, must have been, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. A long time. In fact, since I got that new computer, it's never ran any games, so just never used it for that. So yeah, that's that. What else I've been up to? This thing's going N64, partly to pay for my graphics card. You know what? The N64, I bought that, I don't know how long ago, I bought that maybe 2-3 years ago. I bought the EverDrive cartridge, and it's just a system that I just don't use at all. I don't like the games. I mean, there's a couple of games, don't get me wrong. Mario 64 is a great game, but then you can play it on the Wii. I can play it on any multitude of emulators, but that's about the only game on the N64 that I actually rate. I mean, Mario Kart's alright. I'm not a fan of Zelda. I think the graphics look pretty crap on these games. So yeah, I just wasn't using it, so I thought to myself, I'll sell it. I mean, I'm selling the N64, EverDrive, 4 games, 2 controllers, extra memory stick in that. So I got a decent enough. I got enough to cover the price of my graphics card and about half of the SSD thing as well. So quite happy with that. What else? Pickups. One of my mates was selling this thing. I don't know if you've seen it. It's basically a wireless Xbox 360 controller. It's got the wee sort of things at the back there, little thumbsticks. How do you use it? It's like that. You hold it like so. It's like the Wii remote. That's how it works. So yeah, got that for £15. So looking forward to trying that. What else? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed a little video I put together last night. I was intending to make a video last night. I was going to do a 10-minute mashup, and then I thought to myself, you know what, why don't you do something a wee bit more interesting? So I cobbled together that little thing that I made last night. If you've not watched it, go and watch it. It only lasts 2.5 minutes, so anybody that was expecting a waffle, if you looked at the actual time of the thing, they'd realise that there was obviously something afoot. So that was a bit of fun. So yeah, that's that. I was at the computer club, excuse me. I was at our computer club on Wednesday. Got to give a shout out to Tony and Jonathan. They're 2 of my subscribers. Good to see you last week, guys, or this week I should say. It was like being back in the old days of the computer club when it was all the old faces. So yeah, it was good to see these guys. We actually had a big turnout. I mean, we had about, you're probably going to laugh, we had about 12 people, I think. And what, it was an added bonus because we have the club in a church, and there was an Indian family had one of the halls hired for their son's birthday party, and then about halfway through the night the doors opened and these women started piling all this food, bringing this food to us with pakora, naan bread, different dips, chilli sauce, spring rolls, you name it. So yeah, we were well looked after, so thank you very much to them. Not that I think for 1 second they're going to be watching a Mamemeister video, but yeah, that was good. So yeah, that was a good time. It seems that Android handhelds has been going a bit crazy. I mean, my two mates who they're not really gamers as such. One of them bought the GXD, which you've probably seen, and another one bought is it WikiPad? I think it is. It's basically a tablet that you slot in to control. It looks quite nice. You know, I had a wee shot of it. The controls feel pretty good. So yeah, they've got that. So of course they've been asking for my ROMs as well, and I'm still been making plenty use of the Shield as well. So good stuff. But games wise, I've not played any. No, I've not played any next gen. I've not really played the MameCab at all. I've been working on the computer. I think I've now almost got it there. I just need to pick up one of these wee power pack things, and then bloody Tuesday, when the graphics card arrives, I'm going to get that put in, and then it should hopefully be happy days. What else? Now I've got to say, guys, this I can't even remember the name of it. Blimey, look, it's the feature where I'm going to interview people. I'm really getting quite excited about this. Now I will hopefully be interviewing Paul E. Moz either tomorrow or Sunday, or maybe early next week, but I want to get the video out next week. That's going to be interesting. I just need to... The ironic thing is, because although I've just got a new computer, because the computer's downstairs, I won't get peace and quiet to use it, so I'm going to have to use Ava's laptop to do the Skype call and record it, so hopefully that'll work out okay. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to interviewing Paul. We've got some good questions for him. I've got some questions of my own as well, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. I've also managed to get a few other people. I mean, I'm not going to go naming names. I mean, I mentioned a few last week, but let's just say, without naming personal names, I've got a guy who worked, he says he worked for Thalamus. I've got a Zap reviewer, Zap writer. I've got a chap who used to present it's a programme you may not have heard of, a gaming programme, Mamemeister, and When Games Attack. Yeah, he used to present that, so I've got him. He's agreed to get interviewed. I've got a mate who is an Atari 2600 programmer, and he also won an award at the Games Music Awards for a track that he actually wrote for TXK, which is Tempest on the PS Vita. What else I've got? As I mentioned, I've got another mate who used to work write for Superplay. He also worked for Total Film as well. I've got another chap, quite a slightly hairy chap who writes games with camels and what have you in it. You may know him. Who else? I've got a guy who worked on Frack on the Commodore 64. So you know what? There's a lot of people, and I think I mean these are just the guys that I kind of know. There's a load of other people that I mean, to be honest, in fact I'll be asking Paul for some tips. There's a lot of guys out there, your Archer McLeans, there's all these people. I'm quite sure if this thing becomes a success, the feature, then I'm hoping that people will see that. I mean, the thing is, I don't think, I mean, these guys all appear, they all go to your retro fusions and replay events, and they do these sort of question and answer sessions, but these things are only on once a year or whatever. There's maybe 2 or 3 of them every year. Out with that period, I don't think you ever see these kind of guys getting interviewed, so I'm quite sure that if they see what I'm doing is quite credible, if they see, you know, have a look at some of the other interviews that I've done, I'm hoping that they'll say, yeah, we'd quite like to come on board and do this with you, because at the end of the day, it gives them a bit of publicity, and these guys enjoy talking about stuff like this, you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, this is going to turn into something quite big. Excuse me. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I think it was it you, Jamie, that mentioned about interviewing these guys, so yeah, thank you for that. I mean, it's early days, I've not done any yet, so it might turn out to be a big bag of wank, but hopefully not. Hopefully not, we shall find out. So next week I am hoping to interview Gary Liddon, Zap reviewer, ex-Zap reviewer, current CEO of Ruffian Games, and he also worked with Thalamus as well. So I'm going to post another video, guys, just asking for questions that you want me to put to Gary. If I can get the questions rolling out sort of all next week, I'm hopefully going to tie up with Gary late on next week, maybe Thursday, Friday kind of thing. So I'm going to stick an extra video up for that tonight actually, so you can put your questions to that. I'm going to pause it again, guys. Right, I'm on, there's a Facebook page, it's actually excellent, it's called Retro for Sale. Now, it was started up by a guy called Chris Wilkins. Chris is the sort of founder of Retrofusion. He also, I can't even ask getting it down, he also published the Ocean the History. He's working on a Spectrum, is it Story in Pixels or something it's called. He's also working on a US Gold book. He started up a Facebook page called Retro for Sale, and it's exactly what it is. It's a place you can go and post stuff that you want to sell, and you can buy as well. The only rule is that you don't charge eBay prices, because some of the excuse me, oh pardon me, so when I talk too long without breathing, yeah, you've got to be selling stuff for a decent amount. You know, don't get greedy. And I've managed to sell quite a lot of stuff, including the N64 there on it, so it's an excellent site. Where am I going with this? Yeah, aye. They put up a poll yesterday, I think it was. There was a guy advertising a modded PSP with ROMs for sale, and it just opened an absolute massive can of worms. It seriously did. It was kind of twofold. Firstly, people were arguing about the PSP is not retro, so why should it appear on that website? Now, that asks a question in itself. What would you class as retro? I mean, I think a lot of it's to do with how old you are. I mean, a post that I put in, the people are arguing about it, debating about, oh, the PSP only stopped getting made for 2 years ago, how can it be retro, whatever. What I said was, tell a 10-year-old child that you're going to buy them a new computer system, a new computer game system, and give him a PSP, and if he thinks it's crap and boring, then I think you can safely assume it's retro. If he thinks it's cool and yeah, this is great, then no, it's not retro. But yeah, what defines retro? I think it's all to do with how old you are, what games you think of. I mean, like, my daughter would probably look at, dare I say, the Xbox, PlayStation 2 as being retro. It's old. I mean, it's older than her, you know, it's probably twice her age, or maybe not quite as much as that, but you know what I'm talking about. Whereas for myself, you know, I look upon, and I've said this before, I had been into computer games for 6 years, I think, which is probably longer than some of the guys watching this video have been into even now. I was into video games for about 6 years when the Mega Drive came out, and I can always remember reading a review of Sonic the Hedgehog thinking that this was a sort of new console, this was quite cutting edge. Now, I'm not saying that I look upon the Mega Drive as being a current console, far from it, but I still struggle to look at the PlayStation as being retro. Yet when you think about it, the PlayStation came out, when did it come out? 94, 95, something like that. You know, it's madness. It's 20 years ago. 20 years ago it's been out. So the PlayStation is 100% a retro machine, but I don't personally see it as being retro. So it's all in the eye of the beholder. It's all in, every individual will look upon a system Is, you know, some will look upon a system as being retro, others will look upon it as being current, whatever. I don't know. There's no definitive answer, and I think it's a bit petty when people start arguing about it. It's like, what is the problem? It's a system that is no longer made. There's going to be people out there that want to buy it, so what is the problem with selling it? But then, yeah, that opened up a second can of worms. People were creating a bit of hoo-ha about the selling of ROMs. I mean, one guy in particular was really saying that he despises people selling machines, Android, with ROMs on it, because, you know, so you're breaching copyright, it's theft from Nintendo, and, you know, whatever. I struggle with that, I really do. Yeah, I'm not naive enough to think that, no, it's 100% kosher. I know it's technically, it's a grey area. Some people would say it's not a grey area, it's 100% theft. You know what, it probably is. But, you know, my answer to that is, who gives a shit? We're talking about games here, which, these particular games are no longer commercially viable. You can't go into a shop, and buy a SNES. Yeah, you can go into eBay, you can buy them second hand, and even then they're hard to get. You're not taking the money out of anybody's pocket with playing ROMs, whether it's MAME ROMs. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, don't get me wrong, haha. Yeah, I don't condone piracy in any shape or form. I mean, I've got a lot of pirate games, you know, that I've done over the years, but, you know, by all means, I wouldn't like to see people selling systems with like Xbox 360 games in it, whatever. But systems that are dead and, you know, dead and dormant, like the SNES, like the Spectrum, like the NES, the Mega Drive, these are all dead. The Sega Dreamcast, I mean, seriously, what is the problem? Really, what is the problem with that? You just get these do-gooders that get on their high horse and, you know, they read the official line, this is illegal, it's property of Sega, Sony, whatever. Who gives a shit? Seriously, what harm is it bringing? What harm does it bring to people playing games on an Android system? What harm is it causing anybody? You know, absolutely none. So that's my take on it. I just think these people that get on their high horse about games that you can no longer buy, you know, get a life. If that's all that you've got to worry about, son, then good for you. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that was that. There was one other thing that we're talking about, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. So I'm going to pause this video and probably come back for the final part. So yeah, back into it. Yeah, I had something else to talk about, and you know what, I can't for the bloody life of me remember what the hell it was. I don't know, completely escaped my mind. That's the dangers of getting old, guys. You've got that to look forward to. So anyway, listen guys, this just about wraps up this week's Friday Waffle. I apologise about the shortness of it, but I really don't have anything to talk about. And it's your fault, Jamie. You need to post me questions. But seriously, guys, please do pop down some questions, topics to talk about. Because, like I says, with this job, I really don't have the time to think about. I mean, during the day, in my old job, I would be working, and I'd be able to think of something, and I used to write it down. So by the time it came to Friday, I had a sort of selection of things to talk about. But this job right now, it's not even right now. This job that I'm doing is, you know, hopefully I'll get kept on and it'll keep going. Excuse me. I'm on the phone constantly. I'm constantly emailing. I'm out and about. I'm out in sites. I just simply don't get the time to. I don't get the time to think about YouTube videos or anything like that. So it's only by the time I have my tea at night and, you know, switch my work's laptop off, have my tea, walk the dogs, come back. Before I know it, it's 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, right, I've got the Friday Waffle to do and I don't have anything to talk about. So please, please, please give me some questions for next week. I really do need them, guys. I do depend on you. I mean, I'm the face of this channel, but, you know, this channel belongs to everybody. It's a community. So please give me some questions. Yep, I do hope you enjoy watching the first interview with Paulie Moz. That's, I say, is hopefully going to come up on Sunday or Monday, and I'm going to make a short video just now advertising our next guest, who will be Gary Liddon. So anyway guys, as usual, thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And as usual, thank you very much for watching.